yeah. You know it. That just in the background now. Yeah. Cheers to Hump Day. What's going on here? Ooh. Hump Day. Yeah. I didn't forget the other member of Led Zeppelin because it was John Paul Jones. So the members of Led Zeppelin were Robert Plant, John Paul Jones, Jimmy Page, and John Bonham. I know it throws me off, but there's too many Johns in the band. Yeah, if there's way too many Johns, it kind of throws me off sometimes when I'm trying to remember all the band. Remember the members. Remember the members. Ooh. There's too many Johns. Yeah, so they said, Bill Hicks, he said once in a comic routine, he said, you know, when I try to get into a VIP place or get into a party, I always said, hey, I know John. They go, oh, you know John. Come on in. Oh, Jimmy Kimmel got fired? Yeah, I kind of like the Grateful Dead. I gotta say that. What is it about the Dead? The Grateful Dead? Is it like Jerry Garcia? Is it Bob Weir? I don't know all the members of that. I know those two guys, but seems like really fun psychedelic jam band music. You know, the Grateful Dead. It seems like you could listen to the songs on an album by the Grateful Dead, but it probably was the best show they ever did was probably live. You know, maybe. I grew up in the MTV era, so before YouTube there was music television, videos, music videos. And I think it was it 1985, 1986, or was it 1987? Somewhere around there. I didn't know about the Deadheads and the Grateful Dead following, because I was too young. I mean, I didn't live in the 1960s and 1970s, but thankfully a lot of artists made a comeback. Their careers were teetering in the 1980s. So two bands that made a big comeback that I got to enjoy. Their comeback singles was the Grateful Dead and Touch of Grey and the Moody Blues, Wildest Dreams. So those were like really cool to listen to. And then when I growed up, then I listened to the other stuff. So yeah. They probably played Moody Blues Tuesday afternoon and stuff like that. Yeah, they didn't really play the Grateful Dead on classic rock stations that much. I guess it was too avant-garde most of the time, except for probably they played Casey Jones a lot. But they played Touch of Grey and Casey Jones probably quite a bit. And speaking of which, for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they called one of the main protagonists of TMNT. They called it. They called the hockey guy Casey Jones. For some reason, the Grateful Dead knew that Casey Jones. The creators of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles knew that, well, Casey Jones was a cool name for a cool Grateful Dead song. Well, it'll be a great name for our protagonist here. So, turned out to be both, I guess. Casey Jones. I don't know. There's something about it. I don't know. Usually names don't have that much meaning to it. It's just names. What's in a name? Or Rose by any other name. So Jimmy Kimmel got kicked off the air, yanked by ABC. ABC, Disney executives, the Disney Corporation. Now, when old Obama boy and Biden were in power, and the Clintons and all that, he could probably say whatever the fuck he wanted to all the time because, He was never going to get reprimanded or anything. He was selling his soul to the system. He was selling his soul to the man. Everything was fine. The cash was flowing in. Everything's good. Everything's okay except for those damn half the country. Half of those garbage people or deplorables or mad gangs, except for those, I don't know, 60 to 75 million people, or, well, I guess last time it was 77 million people. Except for those people, they're doing pretty good. Jimmy Kimmel was doing pretty good. ABC, Disney executives, they're doing pretty good with their liberal global world order agenda with Bill Gates. They're doing fine. I mean, they were making money. Everything was cool with the Disney executives. It was cool with the bi-coastal elites. It was cool with the Clintons and the Obamas and Barack Hussein Obama and Joseph R. Biden, Robinette Biden. Everything was kosher, lickety-split. Everything was fine. Except for losing that half your audience. I mean, that's got to be a dip in your revenue. Well, they had to have felt their wallet sting on that one. Oh shit! Where's half our audience? It's fucking gone. Oh, wow! For the last 10 years? Yeah, 2015 is when Donald Trump started running, and the media started going against him. Yeah, it's been about that long since the legacy media sold their souls to the military, industrial, pharmaceutical, technological, state media propaganda complex. They sold their souls to Satan, in other words. Well, you don't have to worry about getting your soul back if you never sold it out to Satan. So you're good. If you never did, I know I never did, so I'm good. But for these guys, you know, a lot rougher road ahead, I think. I guess the Bidens thought that Barack Hussein Obama would be in power, be in control of the United States government and the United States people forever, ad infinitum. Well, I guess they're wrong. So, yeah. You can't have a permanent government. That's just not how the United States government is supposed to work. They try, the Democrats try to have a permanent government, or the Uniparty. They try, the deep state and the deep swamp, and they try to have a permanent authority. Man, they try. But it's really difficult to try to do that. I mean, you have to take over, to have permanent rule in the United States government, you have to take over the entire Supreme Court. So you gotta, with your political party, you have to appoint all the justices for life in the judicial system. Then you got to take over the Congress, the upper chamber, the U.S. Senate. You have to take over the U.S. House of Representatives, the lower chamber. Then you have to also win the executive, the presidency. Man, you got to take over the legislative, the executive, the judicial. You got to take over all three branches to try to create a permanent government. But even then, there's term limits, you know. Except for the judicial, the court justices. Man, so creating a permanent, swampy, shadowy government, deep state forever, for all time, without challengers, without losing power. Now that is hard to do. Yeah, even for Barack Hussein Obama, it was hard to do, to become a permanent ruler of the United States of America. Even for him. Even for the Democrat Party, with their 5 media arms, CNN, MSNBC, NBC, ABC, and CBS. My God, are you going to see some BS on CBS? 5 liberal networks all aligned to the Democrat Party. 5 of them still couldn't take over the U.S. government. Still. I wonder why that is. Astounding. Well, because the founding fathers of the United States of America didn't want a permanent military, industrial, pharmaceutical, technological, state media propaganda complex. They wanted liberty and freedom for American citizens. They wanted the foot of Washington off Americans' backs. Off our necks. Yeah. And they didn't want a permanent power system in Washington or U.S. government. That's why they had term limits. That's why they have term limits. Well, at first the president didn't have term limits, right? Yeah. But after FDR's 4-term run, yeah, they amended the Constitution. But there are term limits. So, senator can only serve 6 years, and a congressperson or woman, a congressman or woman, can serve 2 years, and a president every 4 years. Now, there's no term limits in terms of how many times they can run. There's only that on the president. There's only that of having the permanent chief. But the senators, unfortunately, of course, the biggest flaw in the U.S. government is that there were no term limits set on people in Congress, the people that control the money. That was their most massive fuck up of the founding fathers, by not putting term limits on senators and those in the House of Representatives. So that was a huge faux pas. Yeah. But hopefully American voters can go vote and change and fix that and get, entrenched people the fuck out that just want to turn the Congress into the world's wealthiest nursing home or something like that. Yeah, I know the older congressmen and women and senators, they want to be in there until they're in a wheelchair and deciding everything for the country in their wheelchairs and going senile and shit, and it's just not working for the American people. So yeah. So Jimmy Kimmel thought that he had sold out to the right party, that he had sold his soul to the Democrats, to the communists, to the Chinese Communist Party, and that he was good. He sold his soul to the Marxists and the socialists. And the thing about Democrats, the minute they don't need you, they throw you under the bus. So that's they're like Darth Vader. It's like Darth Vader doesn't need his generals anymore, and once they make a mistake or they're useless, he kills them. They throw them under the bus. They're not loyal, They're not loyal partisans. Once they don't need you, they fucking get rid of you, man. Once you outlived your usefulness or whatever, you're fucking gone. They do that with every Democrat. The Democrats don't know that their own party does that to them? Wow. Once they don't need Stephen Colbert, gone. Once they don't need Jimmy Kimmel, gone. Once they don't need Adam Schiff, gone. Once they don't need Chuck Schumer, gone. I mean, once they don't need you, you're out of there. Once they don't need Joe Biden, see ya. There's no loyalty in the Democrat Party. Do people actually seriously join the Democrat Party? Thinking that there's loyalty in the party? Oh, it's really sad for them. It really is. Good riddance and goodbye, Jimmy Kimmel. And the worst part is that Jimmy Kimmel wasted. I never for one day thought I wasted one day of my life. I don't for one day think I wasted my life supporting Donald Trump over the last 10 years. But Jimmy Kimmel, going against Donald Trump for the last 10 years, he's wasted a decade of his life. And he's never getting it back. And he's not getting his show back. So when he's on his deathbed, and it's the final violin, the final curtain, he's going to have to reflect on that he alienated half of the American people, that he was wrong, and he wasted a decade of his life having Trump derangement syndrome. Wasted all that time, all that talent, all that energy. Well, I don't know about talent, but he wasted all the time. He wasted all his lifetime doing that. You had the platform. You have the platform at ABC Disney being the host, and you tell half of the American people to go fuck themselves. I mean, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, you don't have to be a Einstein quantum physicist to know what's going on here. Jimmy Dumbbell. He thought he sold his soul to the right Satan. The Satan with the gravy train and the American dream. He thought it was going to last until the final ride. So I look at Jimmy Kimmel as not just an idiot, but I look at him as a danger, a warning to people that sell their soul and sell out the American people and sell out the people in the United States of America for other foreign powers, or for greed, or for power, or for control or domination. Those that, I guess John Fitzgerald Kennedy said it best. Those that rode the backs of the tiger will soon find themselves inside. And man, are they finding themselves inside. But, they designed it all. They're getting what they deserve. And goodbye, good riddance, and good night. I believe that the late night comedy show was supposed to be a comedy, the late night talk show. I thought it was supposed to be a lighthearted, fun affair, like something people have been working all week, and right before they go to bed, they want to have a few laughs and see some glamorous people and see some fine chicks and see some talented folks, in music and art and culture and maybe even politics too. I'm going to have a few laughs, and there's some funny skits, and, like Johnny Carson or Jay Leno, David Letterman, Craig Ferguson, etc. That's not what we got with Jimmy Kimmel or Stephen Colbert. We got these political shows, these Trump deranged tyrannical tirades for 30 minutes, and I never watched much of any of it because I didn't like. I think I did like Stephen Colbert until he went into a lunatic nut job. Stephen Colbert was funny. He was talented before he turned into this Trump deranged imbecile. But like Jimmy Kimmel, he squandered. And in fact, Stephen Colbert was a lot more talented. Jimmy Kimmel was never funny. He was never talented. I don't even know how he got in comedy in the first place. Maybe he had a rich uncle or something. How the fuck did he do like Saturday Night Live or something? And that show hasn't been funny in fucking 30 fucking years anyway. So he either had a family connection or he fucking, just got lucky because the show sucked. He just fucking showed up. Did blackface or something. I don't know. Jimmy Kimmel. Well, in North Houston, I went to Klein High School in Klein Oak High School. So there were a lot of German settlers in Texas. You know, Kuyukendall. No, it looks like Kuyukendall, but it's really called Kirkendall. It's German spelling. Klein, that's Calvin Klein, that's German. Kron, German. Earhart, German. Kleb, German. Did they have a Kimmel school here too? I thought they had a Kimmel school here too, I think. Maybe. A lot of German names. Because there were a lot of German settlers in Texas, you know? It wasn't just like World War II, ex-Nazis. It was like, these are the German settlers that settled Texas that came over before World War II, like in the 1800s, that settled a lot of Texas towns, like New Braunfels, Klein, Strock. Yeah, a lot of German settlers. Yeah, Shiner, Shiner Bock beer. Yeah, these guys came over like in the Old West days and settled Texas, settled America. Well, they settled Texas probably before Texas even joined the Union in 1845. Oh man, it is like it's like the 200th anniversary of Texas joining the United States of America, huh? In 2045. I didn't even think about that, so no. Of course, next year is the United States birthday, which is the 250th. July 4th, 1776 to 2026. 250 years. Wow. .250. Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel seems to have the narcissistic personality type that he will not admit that he's wrong. He just doubles down on his wrongs. He just keeps on going. Yeah. Now, I mean, if he doesn't have a voice, he doesn't have a platform, I guess he can just come up with his own YouTube channel or podcast or TikTok or some shit like that. I mean, you know. Yeah, I know the guitar went out of tune for sure, because it was like really twangy. Yeah, it doesn't sound. I haven't tuned it in a long time, so it's about time. It's time to get a guitar tune-up. Good riddance. Good night, Jimmy Kimmel. I'm sure he'll try to weasel his way on MSNBC or any of the other 5 liberal networks. He'll probably be special guest on MSNBC. He might even get his own show. And then he might get his, definitely he's already got a podcast going, right? He's already got a YouTube channel, so he's definitely going to start that. No, Jimmy Kimmel isn't a guy who's going to go quietly into the night and say, I was wrong, I fucked up. No, or even apologize unless he's forced to grovel to cry back for his old job back. That's about it. So if he does an apology and he kisses and says, I'm sorry for what I said, or what I did, well, what I said. If he grovels, and then I know he's trying to get his job back at ABC Disney. Yeah. Then I know it's a grovel. It's just he wants to save his own ass. He doesn't care about what he said. He doesn't care about Charlie Kirk. He doesn't care about Donald Trump. He doesn't care about American citizens. He only cares about, surprise, surprise, saving his own ass. Dun dun. Okay, love you. All right. Ooh. I love you. Love y'all, baby. Okay. It's time to tune up. I think so. Let's tune it up. Turn it up. Okay, okay. Is this it? Okay, we got Fender.com. Okay, acoustic guitar. Let's tune it up because it doesn't sound. Let's get the extra fizzler, the mixer elixir back. The elixir. Oh, kind of low on coke, but high on liquor. So that's poker in the front, liquor in the back. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Do I believe that there's any redemption for Disney? I think they're beyond redemption. Yeah. I don't think it'll ever be like the days of Walt. It'll ever be like the good old 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, maybe even some 2000s. I don't think there's any redemption for this company, really. I think they're fucking scum. And they deserve to be boycotted and die. No, I don't think they're a permanent fixture of American history. I don't. At first I did when I was younger. But now I've realized a business truth. And here's the truth about business. Once you deliver a substandard product, you're pretty much done. You know, unless you're Google. I mean, who knows? There might be a day where there might be no Google Alphabet. I know that's hard to imagine. One day there might not be any Microsoft just because competitors outcompete. There's some companies we never thought would go away. But one day Disney might be gone. One day Google might be gone. One day it all might be totally different. And these big tech, maybe not the big tech companies because they're in bed with the government contractors. So, okay. Probably least likely to be gone is Google Alphabet. Facebook Meta platforms could be gone unless that's a CIA deal. I mean, you've got, okay, probably never going to, Northrop Gunrun or whatever it's called. What's it called? Is it called Northrop Grumman? No, wait, Northrop Grumman or some shit. Okay, most likely to not disappear as companies or military industrial complex units are Northrop Grumman, whatever they call that, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and Boeing probably are not going to go anywhere. So, yeah. But Disney is not a permanent fixture in American culture, American life. It could disappear just as about as fast as it lasted. I mean, faster than it lasted. So. That still seems like low E, huh? Do you want to adjust your G string? That's the part where everybody laughs. All right, not really. The high E. Oh, is that accent? Yeah, what's up? What's going on?
You gotta stop it!
What? Do what? You gotta stop it. Mom, I'm playing the guitar.
No! Gotta stop it!
Why? Just got like too wasted too fast. What?
Do you know about the Ozarks?
Ozarks?
Do you know about the Ozarks?
Like the show? Or the Ozark Mountains in Arkansas? Mom's gotten too fucked up. Is basically what happened. It's like, she wants to do performance tonight, so. Oh. Sometimes it might be funny, but then it eventually turns to anger and all that. So at first it's sort of funny, like somebody gets drunk, and then it's like, and then it like sometimes it flips into the angry person, but. Yeah, I mean, I could get angry too. You know, obviously, it's not good if two people are angry at the same time if they're drinking, because you know it might get violent. And so, yeah, do I get like wasted? I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't really. I'm more of a sipper, so I don't usually get like immediately. Now, if I get going on a roll, drink after drink after drink, yeah, sure, maybe I turn into taking my shirt off and all that shit. But usually I don't do it initially. I don't like buy a bottle of liquor and just slam it as hard as I can, where I'm like in a universe I don't know at all. So like my mother does. So mean, I kind of ignore it until I can't. So it's sort of like, you know, if I have a relative that's getting real drunk and then they're handling it, they're just, you know, singing, listening to some music or something like that. Yeah, that's fine. They go to sleep, you know, the next day continues, no big deal. Now, if they get real violent, they start breaking shit, start throwing my computer, you know, that's when we're going to have a problem. And the only person that could get away with that is my mother, just barely, even though I'll make her buy me another computer. But if it's anybody else, I will not tolerate any kind of bullshit from any other person except my mother. That's the only person I tolerate shit from. And that's it. Anybody else, I'd be knocking out. I'd be hurting. I'd be getting annoyed if they're breaking my computer or cursing at me in my face. I'd knock that shit out. But since it's my mother, I don't. You know, for obvious reasons. Because it's my mother. Yeah, I love my mother, you know. So it's just sometimes, you know, she gets to sipping some hard liquor and gets into a pretty wild place. So yeah, I've been more of a chiller, a sipper lately. You know, I haven't been into that. You know, like that kind of wild drinker kind of thing in a while. Since last year, you know, I was stabbed 3 times and went to the hospital and everything. So I'm a lot more mellow. I think a little bit mellow after getting stabbed. It wasn't necessarily my fault. I didn't bring a weapon into the fight, but I got stabbed three or so times. So I went to the hospital. I was the victim in the crime. I was drinking a few beers, but you know, after that, I stopped getting, you know, crapped up where I didn't know what was going on as much. It's not. I mean, it was painful. I mean, it was bad. It was sad, but it was like, you know, kind of also, you know, kind of an interesting experience, I'd say. So I try not to get so bucked up, and I haven't had hard liquor for years. I mean, this is not hard liquor; it's like a liqueur. It's schnapps. So I haven't had hard liquor in years. I haven't had vodka. I haven't had tequila. Haven't had any bourbon for, it might be going on 2 or 3 years maybe. So no scotch, no whiskey, just beer only pretty much, and my mother's peppermint schnapps pretty much. That's about it. So no hard. The whiskey is like the buzz is really good, but you know, you start acting crazy and you start getting real emotional on the whiskey. So especially like the cheap whiskey, the smooth whiskey, if you're on that like Chris Stapleton, like the smooth Tennessee whiskey, you know, yeah, if you're on the smooth Tennessee whiskey, you're on that Chris Stapleton, you know, either you can be like real mellow, or you can get crazy, start fighting people, or start cursing, or start, you know, yelling or whatever. You know, my demons are pretty bad, so the less liquor I drink, you know, my demons are real bad. So I have to avoid that as much as possible. Yeah. I don't want to have to hurt anybody, you know, or me myself get hurt. So that's why I'm not really interested in going to the hard liquor store really anymore. I mean, the future might be fucked and there might be robots everywhere and AI. It might just be a total fucking Blade Runner dystopia. And there's going to be times when I'm sober and I'm going to see the liquor store and I'm going to be the old man that's going to be like, fuck it, there's a hurricane coming and we're on the edge of World War III and there's robots everywhere and this sucks. And you know what? Oh, you know what's in there though? Some liquid escapism right there. Look what's in there. Some whiskey. I might be the old man who one night, it's like, today wasn't all that great. And I might look at that liquor store and be like, there it is. Liquor store's there. Yeah, there might come a time when I've been sober for a long time. Maybe 6 months, maybe a year. Maybe even sometimes longer than that. And you're just like, well, one day the shit is all going to hit the fucking fan. And you're going to see the liquor store. And it's going to say, hey, life's sucked ass lately. You want to come over here? I got a smooth drink for you. And you might get tempted, obviously, to go into that store. Because they might have that smooth Tennessee whiskey. That temporary escape from your demons and your pain. And who knows what happens after you drink it. Yeah. Maybe it's fun for a while. And the music's good for a while. And you have a few laughs and stuff. And then when you wake up the next day, your head's pounding. You're like dehydrated. And you're just like, back to square one. Guess what? All the shit's still there. All the problems are still there. But now you're short whatever the 12 or 30 bucks or whatever size whiskey that you bought. And then you got the headache, and then you got, you feel like shit, you're dehydrated. And, and at worst, you're in the hospital, or you're in the mental asylum, or you're in jail, or something shitty happened, or something's broken, So that's basically what it is. All right. That's alcoholism. I'm not saying that people shouldn't drink, but like the ads say, drink responsibly. You're gonna have the bad day. Grandma's gonna die, or God forbid, mom's gonna die, and dad's gonna die, and everybody's gonna die, and the shit's gonna hit the fan. It's gonna be the worst day of your life. And your brother's gonna die, your sister's gonna die, and everything's gonna die, and everything's gonna fucking suck. And the taxes are gonna go higher, and the fucking expenses are gonna go higher, and healthcare, and everything's gonna hit the fucking fan. Well, you know what? You're gonna be like, hey, look, there's drugs and alcohol. Woo! Hey, remember those things called drugs and alcohol? Yeah. Yeah, during the pandemic, during the Chinese plague of 2020, during the lockdowns and all that, I remember, putting on my mask and going to the liquor store up here. And I remember one day I saw an old man. He was coming out of the liquor store and he had a big bottle of shit, big bottle of bourbon. A lonely old man with his bottle of whiskey. During the Chinese lockdown plague, Wuhan Virology Institute, China, the Chinese Communist Party, special gift to us in the world. And I remember looking at him and I thought to myself, yeah. I remember looking at him, saying, man, that could be me one day if I live long enough. I'll just be a lonely old man going to the fucking liquor store during a shit time. That could be me in the future. Well, we're gonna go get a beer. When I try to write a country song. Came from the hills of Alabama. Little girl called Diane. What's up? Oh, you want to play the tunes? All right, I'll play the tunes.
You better.
I will. Okay, I'll play it. All right,
No.
I'm coming. Don't worry. I'm going to get the tunes on. All right. I'm going to get the tunes on. Okay. We're going to start the jams, baby. So what are we gonna first we gotta set up the jams. Yeah. Gotta set it up, baby. We'll sing a song later.
Here 4 weeks into listening to Samsung, also be able to do our weekly video calls.
Alabama.
You work out, you tell me you
Just
can't
like
call me.
it sounds
Yeah.
like.
I'm gonna be doing this and working out at the same time.
Do you swear?
I swear.
Can you promise?
No, I mean I know why